As steel shapes steel, the spirit shapes the soul. HOI. Iron sharpens iron.
Plantation. 9 to 5 be the time I was wasting. Man, I feel like I need a vacation. Saving up for my resignation. Why I feel like my manager hating. Ain't the one for no verbal castration. This government ain't giving reparation. We'll go to crime trying to fight the temptation.
Rejoice in tribulations, demonstrate patience in every situation, picking up the pieces to their heart restoration. People broken hearted and in need of salvation. Yeah. We in captivity, we done lost our history. Disconnected from his laws, now there's no integrity. Here's the book and let them see, because they dying in these streets. Walking in darkness and where the carcass is, the eagles be. Walking in darkness and where the carcass around us like vultures. Murder on their mind when they approach us. Let your light shine, watch them scatter like roaches. Babylon falling cause we taking back our culture. Heal our land, Abba now put us back in agriculture. This word burning them up, Romans is a flamethrower. We prophesy destruction, nukes coming, game over. International, continental, ballistic missile. Them bombs dropping like rain, no drizzle. The lake of fire make them sizzle. Showing fruits of the spirit, we don't gather figs of thistles. That's the dog, you know, so just like you were saying.
Hey, my name is Amani Bright Laws. I'm a travel business owner. My business is Always Shine Bright Travel, where we help you discover your next bright destination. I want to talk to you really quickly today about becoming a travel business owner. Listen, if your passion is traveling, if your passion is exploring the world, if your passion is wanting to travel and explore the world, then you should become a travel business owner, okay? I have 2 easy ways to get started. Less than 1 minute, okay? The first way, up here, our website, travelagentworkshop.com. And please use my sponsor ID, Always Shine Bright, okay? The second way is a text code. Text the word workshop to the number 281-767-9711. And again, reference my sponsor ID, Always Shine Bright, okay? Listen. The workshop is free. It's a free 3-day workshop, which gives you all the information on how to get started to become a travel business owner. Okay. Any questions that you have will get answered within that workshop. Okay. So let me meet you on the money making side of travel, where you can turn your passion into your paycheck.
Y'all know what time it is. It's your boy Chef D-Nail. Over here, guess who's cooking? Good cooking, good eating, good living. Y'all know how we do it every Sunday about this time, man. We're going to get straight to it. We got the chicken and dumplings, all right? We got the perch fish with the mac and cheese, with the yams, with the 5 cheese toast over here on the Texas side. And of course, we got the world famous turkey tips. All right. We also got on this one, we got the greens with the turkey tails, and we got the spaghetti. You already know what time it is, man. Hit the link. 773-992-4737 is the phone number to place your order every Sunday. All right. And you can hit us up on the Cash App to make payments at Guess Who's Cooking, the number 2. All right. You can hit the www.Guess Who's Cooking on the World Wide Web. You can catch us on Facebook Marketplace under Guess Who's Cooking. And of course on TikTok, man, at Guess Who's Cooking. Come on down. Get your orders.
Give me shame, I give you peace from underneath. Give me mind and be a light to reignite. Can you open up the doors to let me in? Can you open up the doors to let me in? You could put the heart inside, don't tap my head. As I sing the love inside from out my mouth. Tell me what you need to find. Tell me now. Tell me what you need to find.
Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shabarakatah Kwam Yasharala. Praises. Hallelujah. All praise to the Most High God Yahweh. In the New York heat, like a lost sheep, culture like Fishdale, cause I move fish scales. Never could tell, cause I lack intel. Only had smiles when I booed at the resale. Now I'm in jail, hurt but you couldn't tell. Hardcore D-Ceps when I'm in cells. Frustrated when I looked, there was no mail. Got stomped by the cops till my face swelled. My soul cried to the God, but I couldn't yell. Even Mike stood close while I'm in pain. DMX said, y'all can't stop the rain. To my home with his brass and iron bars. Didn't know that's a curse placed by y'all. Why did God put these curses upon me? Deuteronomy 28 and 23. And displays a whole lot of the shit be. Now I'm free from the brass and the bars. Just to walk the earth with the motion, the scars. That came and then I got it from the book that was God's. Every last word touched the soul and the heart. Moses raised the staff and the oceans apart. Stepped over the gates of God took apart. I've been through the traps so the devil has survived. And we all know that the devil is alive. God is the truth. The devil is alive. Since our youth, man, we all know the devil is alive. History books. The devil is alive. The Bible is the truth. Man, we all know the devil is alive. The devil is alive. Yahweh is the truth. The devil is alive. Revelation 12 and 9 is the proof. The devil is alive. Yahweh is the truth. The devil is alive. Revelation 12 and 9 is the proof. God is the truth. The devil is alive. Since our youth, man, we all know the devil is alive. History books. The devil is alive. The Bible is the truth. Man, we all know the devil is alive.
I call names out, blow brains out. Till they dangling and hanging out. They mangle mouth and I bang them out. Strangle them when the chain is out. Cut the throat, let the blood drain out. Sell your soul, get a shell in your nose. Then I'm sending you to hell with your melon blown. Bust chrome, big hole in your snow cone. Crush bones like Mad Max in the Thunderdome. Remote control, government drones. Hovering above your home, robot dogs and human clones. Gas mask on my face out the safe zone. Earthquake make the ground break and shake stone. Case closed, I can't wait to slay foes like Conan the Barbarian with Grace Jones. Revelation 1 and 8 with the faith of Job escaping Rome to make it home in the ancient robe. Gold bracelet and I made it known. After 3 days I rose with my name engraved in the throne. Shalom. 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 Shalom.
God is the truth. The devil is alive. Since our youth, man, we all know the devil is alive. History.
Shalom, shalom, Israel. Coming here tonight on a Thursday night class. Hopefully we are here to edify everybody. The name of the class, are we the lost sheep or are we just lost, or is it both? We're going to go over some things tonight, show that, we are the lost sheep and our people are lost also. I believe it's a combination of both. But the main thing, we are the lost sheep. We're going to show how our people are lost on a few different occasions, in the church, outside the church, how we conduct ourselves with each other. Like I said, hopefully we can edify you tonight. Let's go with the first video out. Hear me out. First video.
This young woman from the other night when things were really rough in the streets in Charlotte. Here she is.
Guess what? I could be at work, in school, in my car. I can still get shot by the police. I can get shot anywhere.
This woman obviously so upset, and she, her fear is genuine. She says that she believes that wherever she is, she could get shot. So it's no more dangerous for her to be in the middle of that crowd. How do you respond to that?
Well, her fear isn't real. It's based on emotion, and it's not based on anything factual that she'd be able to articulate. It's just out of control behavior. I'll tell you what, she faces danger. And where she faces danger is being on the street in any American, a bigger problem in the black community than the police use of force. So the fact that they continue to focus on this aberration, that is the police use of force, it's an aberration, okay? They have more fear of that than, coming across a gang member or being caught in a crossfire like Dwayne Wade's niece was in the city of Chicago, pushing a baby stroller down the street, for heaven's sakes, with a baby in it, and she took shots to the head from two black longtime career criminals. And so that's why I said it's not based on anything real. It's based on emotion. And if they really took a look at what was going on around them, what they'd be railing against is not the police and the police use of force. The police are down there to protect good law-abiding black people, to protect and serve. But their biggest threat are criminal gangs, and it's other black males who are involved in this crime and violence in numbers that are disproportionate to their representation in the population. But of course, emotions driving this thing, not reality.
Okay, you can get out the video. I picked this video for two different reasons. First, if you notice, he said she doesn't have a chance to get shot anywhere, but then he contradicted himself. He said a baby could get shot. What's the chances of a baby getting shot? So I wanted to point out that one point, how he's lost, how we do have violence against each other. And we're not going to go deep into what the scriptures say about us people, but I want to point out how lost we are on that specific issue about us shooting each other, killing each other. Also, I don't know if I'll back. If he's not back, we can run that second video too out. So we're just gonna show some videos of like our people saying some outrageous things about what can happen to us, what doesn't happen to us, the lost part that they don't think these things happen to us. And you see, this was supposed to be the police chief, but then he contradicted himself. He said a baby could get shot. Whenever you're ready, Huck, for that second video. I wanted you to try to run that other one with the Muslim brother, but I couldn't send it to you, Huck.
Your slaves, anything to empower them, to help them out, to free them, if you was a slave owner. If that was a remote possibility that Jesus could have freed you, the white man would have never even had the idea of giving Jesus to you. Jesus can't free you, man. You got to free yourself. And the average black person is afraid to try to free themselves. The average black person don't even want to fathom the thought of existing without the white man, because at this point it's a symbiotic relationship. We need them and they need us. He's not coming. He ain't finna save you. Let me tell you something. If you was a slave owner, would you give your slaves anything?
Okay, if that's it on this point. Another point is I want to point out with him specifically. You know, the thing with the internet is anybody can say anything they want. Outrageous. First, he said that us as blacks are not trying to get free. So Malcolm X didn't try to get us free. Martin Luther King didn't try to get us free. The Panthers, what's the brother in Chicago? All those people didn't get us free. See, that's the problem with the internet here. We got anybody coming on saying anything out of their mouth. Then he said, why would they give us the what the world equally calls Jesus? As we know, they gave us Caesar Borgia. He doesn't do any research. He's just coming right out the top of his mouth. And I believe this guy has a few followers. That's how I say, that's how we are lost. Lost as a people, because we listen to any and everybody who don't do any research. They just spew anything out of their mouth. Ak, you ready to start reading?
No, I'm taking ready.
The screen froze. Anyway, back to the point of the brother who just went off. It's a saying we got, right? If you ain't with us, then you against us. And he sounded like he was definitely against any so-called black or brother trying to do anything to get ourselves right. You ready, Op?
Yep, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, Con. I'm ready.
Okay. We're going to start off with another lost point. I hear a lot of our people say that all nations. He came for all nations. So let's get right into that. Let's start off with Matthew 28:19.
Con, the book of Matthew, chapter 28, verse 19, and it reads, Go ye therefore and teach all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit.
Con. Now, when you read that, first of all, what color were the words in?
Con, that was red letter.
Con. Now, when you read that, it does. It seems like it says go to all nations and everybody. But of course, we know we ain't going to get into it. It says precept must be frowned upon precept. See, a lot of the pastors and people who go to church just read that and say, oh, that means all nations. But why did he say go out to all nations? Let's get into that. Let's go to Deuteronomy 4:27 now.
Con, the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 4, verse 27. And it reads, And the Lord shall scatter you among the nations.
Amongst the who?
Among the nations. And ye shall be left few in number among the heathen.
Con.
Whether the Lord shall lead you.
Con. That right there is telling you that the Lord said he would scatter a particular people in all nations. See, that's the part that a lot of these pastors and people who go to church, they're not getting into that part. He scattered the lost sheep. And when you lost, you don't understand that. So when you read Matthew 28:19, you actually believe, oh, it's all nations, so it means all people. So why would he say all nations? Why wouldn't he just say everybody on earth? You got to ask yourself these questions. Now let's go to Deuteronomy 32:26.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, verse 26, and reads, I said, I will scatter them into corners. I will make the remembrance of them to cease from among men.
God. Now he said, I. Who was the I? The I is the Most High. He said, I'm going to scatter them. And I'm going to make sure there would be no remembrance of them. So what does that mean? We're going to be calling ourselves what? Haitians, African Americans, Puerto Ricans, all those so-called names. See, once again, that's why I say lost. Some of our people, it's no fault of their own because some of us always in the church. They lost. They lost to the fact that they are the lost sheep. He's saying, I will scatter you. He ain't saying he's scattering the whole world. He's saying, I will scatter you into the four corners. So that's why we go back to Matthew 28:19. That's why he told you, go to the all nations, because our people are scattered. Let's go to Luke 21:24.
Luke 21 and what'd you say?
24.
24. Look at Luke chapter 21, verse 24.
What color are these words in one more time, huh?
These red.
Luke
21, verse 24, and they shall fall by the edge of the sword and shall be led away captive into all nations.
What the Messiah say again? One more time, huh? What'd he say?
And they shall fall by the edge of the sword and shall be led away captive into all nations.
Keep going.
And Jerusalem shall be trodden down by the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled.
This the Messiah telling you they should be led away captive. Now, when he say they, that's got to be a particular people, because he also say the Gentiles will be in their place. So that's telling you it's two different groups of people right there. The lost sheep will be scattered. See, when we go now, that's why I say people are lost. Because when you just read Matthew 28:19, you're thinking all nations. But the Messiah say they will be scattered. Now, how can it be all nations when he say the Gentiles are still going to be in the place? How can that be everybody? One person is in one space and one person is getting scattered. That's how we see some of the thoughts of our people are lost. But we are those lost sheep. Now let's go to Ezekiel 37:21.
Book of Ezekiel, chapter 37, verse 21. And it reads, and the Lord, and say unto them, thus saith the Lord God, behold, I will take the children of Israel from among the heathen, whether they be gone, and will gather them on every side and bring them into their own land.
So now this is the Lord saying he gonna grab his people. One more time, just in case they ain't get it.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 37, verse 21. And say unto them, thus saith the Lord God.
Say of the who? Say of the who?
Said the Lord God. Behold, I will take the children of Israel from among
Stop right there. Stop right there. The children of who? Or the whole world?
The children of Israel.
No, the whole world. I gotta be.
Nah, children of Israel.
You sure?
That's what it say on the paper.
God. Well, okay, God, finish it out.
From among the heathen.
From among the who?
From among the heathen.
Now, how could it be everybody? He said he gonna take the children of Israel amongst the heathen. How could that be everybody? It can't be everybody. Somebody got to be the lost sheep. So our people are lost to this fact. We gotta come together under these scriptures and delve in deep in them, because that's why our people are lost. They lost to the fact that we those sheep. That was finish it. Go to 23. Stop at 23.
Okay, Khan. I will take the children of Israel from among the heathen, whether they be gone, and will gather them on every side and bring them into their own land. And I will make them one nation in the land upon the mountains of Israel. And one king shall be king to them all, and they shall be no more two nations, neither shall they be divided into two kingdoms any more at all.
Khan. Now he's saying, people talking about all nations, he only mentioned two nations here. He said he only gonna bring. Now I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. There's got to be more than two nations on the earth, right? He said he gonna only bring two nations. So how does he mean go into all nations? And he only said two nations. So let's go back again to Matthew 28:19. This breaks down that confusion of Matthew 28:19. And the Lord said he gonna do this. He said he gonna take it from the heathen. So how could that be everybody? Wouldn't he just say, I'm gonna take everybody and bring everybody, which wouldn't make no sense to say that. But he said, I'm gonna take them out of the heathen. And he said, my children of Israel. Let's go to, let's cap it off. We're gonna go to Revelations 7 and 9.
The book of Revelation, chapter 7, verse 9 reads, after this I beheld, and lo, a great multitude, which no man could number, of all nations, and kindreds, and people, and tongues, stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes and palms in their hands.
Now, this part ain't happened yet. He said he gonna gather us all together and bring us all. He say all nations, kindreds, kinfolks. Everybody on earth ain't kin. So how can it be all nations? Everybody on earth ain't kin. We got to stop being lost in these churches. We got to start going deep into this book. We got to start, how the scripture say, renewing our minds. Because us as a people, we kind of lost. And that's how that church, and I'm not picking on no particular church. Matthew 28:19, you got to walk that down. You just can't say one part. He say all nations and let it go at that. The Messiah is deeper than that. We got to go a little bit deeper than that. He wasn't a basic brother. Let's go to Matthew 15 and 24 now.
The book of Matthew, chapter 15, verse 24. And it reads, but he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
Well, wait a minute. My vision a little bad. The house of the whole world? Is that what he said?
It says, but he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
Now this is the Messiah telling a woman this, who he sent for. We ain't gonna go deep into it, but first he sent this woman away. Basically, they ignored this woman. So if he came here for everybody, if he was for everybody, why did he ignore this woman? One, why did he ignore this woman? Two, why did he tell her who he was sent for? Now, these words out of his mouth. He's saying he was only sent for the lost sheep of the house of Israel, not the whole world, not the house of Moab, not the house of Esau, the house of Israel, the lost sheep. We're going to delve in deeper who the lost sheep is. But this is how we trying to find out how we a little bit lost. But we're gonna start going into who is the lost sheep. Right now, we're trying to figure out why we lost out here. Let's go to Jeremiah 50 and 6.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, and verse number 6.
God.
My people have been lost sheep. Their shepherds have caused them to go astray. They have turned them away on the mountain. They have gone from mountain to hill. They have forgotten their resting place.
God. He say, my people, not the whole world. He say they are forgotten. Now, let's really delve into that. Who is really forgotten about their identity? Who call themselves Negro, Black, African American? We got so many names for us. But if you go to the so-called Asian man, he'll tell you he Japanese. He'll tell you he Korean. He won't say, oh, I'm yellow Korean. He won't say nothing like that. He'll let you know exactly who he is. So now we get down, who is the lost sheep? Amongst all the nations on this planet, all the people, who are most confused of who they are? You can narrow that down to so-called Mexicans, so-called blacks. We the ones that's lost who we are. You can get, how they say, you can get 15 of us, and you can get 6, 7, maybe even if sometimes 15 different answers of who we are. If that ain't lost, you can't tell me what is. Let's go to Matthew 10 and 5.
Kind of book of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 5. And it reads, These 12 Yahushua sent forth and commanded them, saying, Go not into the way of the Gentiles, and into any city of the Samaritans enter ye not.
Stop right there. Now, if he said to all nations, he told them, don't go into the way of the Gentiles. So if he going to all nations, why would he tell the disciples not to go where the Gentiles are at? That's confusing. That right there is confusing. He telling them not to go somewhere, but read verse 6 and see what he said on verse 6.
The book of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 6. But go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
Wait a minute. Matthew 28:19 say everybody, but then the Messiah say in verse 5, don't go to one particular place. But in verse 6, he telling you where to go to. You know what I'm saying? And listen, when he say verse 6, read what's in verse 7 for the people that's in verse 6.
And as ye go, preach, saying, the kingdom of heaven is at hand.
Wait a minute. He say don't go to the Gentiles, but go to Israel and tell them the kingdom is at hand. How is that all nations? So the book don't contradict itself. He telling them not to go one place. Now he telling the disciples to go. Now they can go 12, 20, 50 different places. He telling them who not to talk to, who not to speak to. But then on the other hand, he telling them where to go to, what to tell them, and what's at hand. How does that make sense for all these pastors saying all nations mean everybody? They didn't read this part of the book. This the New Testament. How they say they done with the Old Testament? The Old Testament is done away with, but they didn't get to the New Testament yet, because that's what they say here. Let's go back to the Old Testament. Let's go to Deuteronomy 28 and 15.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15, and it reads, But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Now, he telling Moses, that if this particular group of people, because everybody wasn't in the wilderness, we ain't gonna get all of that, but everybody wasn't there. But he telling, if this group of people don't listen to me, they're gonna be punished. So let's see who this group of particular people are. We ain't gonna go on them, but we just going to the close it up. Let's go to 68. Jump down to 68.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you.
Now, if he say all nations and he punishes somebody, who was brought into so-called Egypt again with ships? And we know, we can dig into it, but Egypt ain't talk about the one they walked into. And when it says bond men and bond women, who was slaves? But I've seen something that I like. My fault. Jump back up to 64, so we can get right back on the point of the class.
What verse you want? What verse you call out?
64. Let's go jump up to 64.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from one end of the earth even unto the other, and there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone.
God. Now back to that word scattered again. Everybody on earth ain't been scattered. Now, just because other people went somewhere, we talking about scattered in all nations. It's scattered when we talking about somebody bringing somebody somewhere and pushing them all over. I want to look up, one of y'all can y'all look up the definition for scattered?
Salaki, I got you right now. Off of Deuteronomy 28:64, right? Or 64.
Yep,
let me see. From which verse? 20?
No, I just want to look up the word scattered. What scattered mean? The definition of scattered.
Okay, I got you. Get it. This is scattered out of off of Deuteronomy 30. All right, they use scattered there. So
God, I can't see the word. It's kind of small.
The word scatter is H6327. To scatter, be dispersed, be scattered. That's the outline biblical usage. To be dispersed, be scattered. The Strong's definition is a primitive root to dash in pieces, literally or figuratively, especially to disperse, break, dash, shake into pieces, cast abroad.
Con, I like that. And I like what I got right here. He got a group of people or animals separated, moved off quickly in different directions. Now, what Ox said and what I just read, who did that happen to on earth? Everybody ain't get scattered. Everybody ain't get bashed. That didn't happen to everybody. So when he say all nations and when he say scattered, he's talking about a direct group of people. He ain't talking about people who left on their own. And of course, I know people gonna say, well, there were small groups of people. No, we talking about 200 million. There was not a group of 200 million people besides the so-called blacks, Native Americans, and so-called Mexicans been scattered. That's what we talking about. Scattered, losing your identity. That's what we talking about. Because, you're going to have some people say, well, there were all groups of slaves. Yeah, but maybe small pockets. But that ain't, there was not a group over 200 million. There is no historical proof of that. None at all. Let's jump to Genesis 11 and 8.
The book of Genesis, chapter 11, verse 8. So the Lord scattered them abroad from thence upon the face of all the earth, and they left off to build the city.
Now, when people talk about other nations, only one nation built America. Only one nation built all these other nations. What's that? Moab didn't build so-called Egypt. You know what I mean? It was only one group did that. Moab ain't helping. Maybe they did a slight part, but the majority of America, that was by the so-called black and so-called Native Americans and so-called Mexicans. We built that. That was that group that was scattered. And you can't find Moab, maybe over there in small pocket, but you can't find them 30 years ago in the so-called Middle East. They wasn't scattered over there. They wasn't scattered in Africa. We were scattered all over the place. Let's go to Exodus 5 and 12.
The book of Exodus, chapter 5, verse 12. It reads, so the people were scattered abroad throughout all the land of Egypt to gather stubble instead of straw.
Once again, the Lord is constantly using this word scattered. There's got to be some type of importance to it. He constantly saying scattered. people scattered. Them lost sheep. We're going to keep on hitting these points of scatter so you know what it means. It just ain't in Deuteronomy, the book of chapter 28. He talking about us being scattered throughout. Even when we went back in, the Messiah said we was going to be scattered. We got that from the Father and the Son telling us that we both going to be scattered. And this, when the Messiah said that wasn't wrong. He wasn't talking to the Romans. He was talking about the people that had to get up out of there. Us, the lost sheep. Some of our people got to realize that. That's why our people are lost. That's why our people still in these churches, putting money in their pocket and not learning anything. Lost. But tonight we're going to find out who are the lost sheep. Let's go to 1 Kings 28:17. Book
of 1 Kings, chapter 28, verse 17. It reads, you said 1 Kings 28?
Oh, 22, my fault.
1 Kings 22 and verse 28.
Verse 17.
Verse 17. And he said, I saw all Israel scattered upon the hills.
He seen who?
And he said, I saw all Israel scattered upon the hills as sheep. They have not a shepherd. And the Lord said, these have no master. Let them return every man to his house in peace.
God, now he narrowed down. He said, I saw all Israel scattered. Not all Moab. You know what I mean? Not all Esau. He said, I seen all Israel scattered. He let you know now who was scattered. And this, the Lord said he seen it. He said, I seen all Israel scattered. And once we say, what did the Messiah tell the disciples? Go preach to the lost sheep, the scattered sheep. Lost is the same thing as scattered. Same thing. Let's go to 2 Chronicles 18:16 now.
2 Chronicles chapter 18, verse 16. Then he said, I did see all Israel scattered upon the mountains, as the sheep that have no shepherd. And the Lord said, these have no master. Let them return, therefore, every man to his own house.
No master till the Messiah comes back. You seen in the first video, the guy talking about the Messiah not coming back. Where did he read that at? We got our king coming back. Right now, we without a king. That's why we lost. We without our leader. But our leader is coming back to put us in our proper place, to make things right, the way the world should be, the way it should have been. We're going to get back on the throne, the lost sheep. But we trying to get the people that's lost to come back, to find their way into this book, to find his way into the tribe, to the 12 tribes. We trying to get our people to come back to this righteous way. You can play a couple more of them videos right now. And when we come back, we're going to jump to Psalms 44 and 111. Oh, no, Psalms 44 and 11, my fault. Penmanship is messed up. Hear me out. We jumping them videos.
You want Psalms 44 and 11 now?
I think he might be getting the video, I think.
All right, Con.
If he don't get it in a minute, maybe we can jump into it.
Something over the week, last week, and it's been talking about how more and more black men continuously are getting. I noticed something over the week, last few days or last week, and So talking about how more and more black men continuously are getting killed by other black men. And despite what we see in the news and the media about unarmed black men getting killed by the cops or whatever, it's still likely or more likely that if a black man would get murdered, it'll be by the hands of another black man. And my question to you guys is, in this whole Black Lives Matter movement, well, I'll make a statement and a question. It comes off to me like black men lives don't matter to black men. And we already have a lot of things going against us within the media, again, policing, and then each other. Do you guys think in today's society, modern society, that black men lives matter to black men? And I'll start to my right with Jabari.
You know, it's crazy how the media plays it, how they trundle this whole thing about this black on black crime, and we bought into that, and we reiterate it, you know. But basically, if we really just understand understanding the situation is, you kill where you live. It's just human nature, and you kill where you live. Whites kill whites, blacks kill blacks, just Asians. We usually don't go from Decatur to Alpharetta, to kill somebody, and vice versa. It's usually Alpharetta is usually your wife, but Decatur is usually something else. So I don't, the midst of all that stuff, and I say the bottom line. I say that to say this. I'm tired. I'm tired of all of it.
But something, even in that statistic that you're giving, or in that fact you gave, even though each group kills each other at a higher percentage than any other cross group, we are killing each other at a higher rate than the other groups are. Where you may have I don't know the exact number, you may have 30 murders that's white on white or whatever, or in Black America we may have hundreds compared to theirs.
Well, it's got a lot of factors to do to that with social conditions, economic conditions, and just basically mental conditions. If you're not right in the mind, then you can't do anything else to get you out of a situation. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I understand.
So it's like well, you just stuck. As what big boy said, yeah, it's a trap. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So what do you guys think? Let's leave with it.
I mean, I agree. This whole black on black crime situation, that's definitely a term coined just for us. It's about proximity, right?
Yeah.
And the number's probably higher in the Black community because of the environment that you grow up in, right? So if you grow up in the suburbs, the likelihood of you getting in a shootout with the kids from the next, subdivision next door, highly unlikely. You've got access to after school activities. You just, it's different as opposed to growing up in the hood, and it's kind of like you grow up under this stress and mentality of kill or be killed. You know what I'm saying? The likelihood of you getting in trouble,
right,
joining a gang, it's just much higher because it's just where you grow up. So it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
If it's only black and brown people that are your neighbors, that's who you fighting with. That's who you joining opposite gangs with. You're fighting for the corner. It just makes sense.
That's who stepped on your shoe.
Right.
Yeah, because I live in the area that I live in is still transitioning. It's an area that's being gentrified,
Mm-hmm.
and I guess,
and he's proud of it.
No, I mean we
you seen the numbers on his house?
Wow, the way that
have you been
so
to
yeah.
Wow.
So
You been to all levels? So you went to all levels?
No, I wasn't allowed on the other level. He kept me in the kitchen. Sorry. He was like, you can't come any further. I said, yes, sir. He's like, you got to pass this brown paper back to us to get to the other level.
Keep him next to the front door.
You notice when you walk through the front door, there's a paper bag stapled to the front door. I was like, wow. He's like, you could only stay here.
That's
Only
hilarious.
if you've been there, you know that's there.
That's hilarious. All right. Anyways, do not listen to my co-host.
Cats out the
Out the brown bag.
That's how he does it.
So in the neighborhood I live in, for
all facts.
In the neighborhood I live in,
go ahead.
It's crazy because listen, literally, if I walk out my front door, if I walk to the left, every house to my left is let's just say almost $1 million and up. If you walk to the right side of my house, you are literally in the projects. Like it's crazy. The separation in socioeconomics is that crazy,
right?
And every day I come in my house, I come in my driveway, my garage, open whatever. I'm always on guard. I mean, I'm always on guard.
Yeah.
I have cameras all around my house. I tell anybody in my family, like, you coming over, like, let me know, because I'll be on the watch out. And if I see someone walking up on me as I leave my car, coming to my car, when I say I'm on guard, I'm on guard. I always have my 9 or my 12 on me at all times.
Talk that shit.
And even to the point where little things have my concern, where some of the kids in the projects, I guess they know Black people live in this house. So every now and then they'll knock on our door at 9 p.m., even 12 a.m. in the morning, asking for money or something. Like little kids, 8, 9, 10 years old. I think the first month I was in the house.
Is they hungry or something?
Well, I don't know, because the first month I was in the first few months I was in the house, I had a friend over, was on the deck smoking some cigars, and these kids knocked on the door at 12 o'clock in the morning. So I answered through the ring, and one of the kids was like, "Oh, my uncle's over. He has a friend over, and he told us to leave the house for like 3 hours, and we're hungry, and we want some food. Can you give us some money to feed us?" So it's like
But was a cat? How old were they?
No, I can tell. Well, no.
They were frail. Like,
now that I've been there a few years, I see what's going on.
They look like 1-800 kids.
Bro, it's a lot. It's a lot. I mean, one time I gave them money, some of the kids money, but I realized that was a bad mistake, because whenever I go to the red light by their house, they always see my car. They ask me for money. So
I gave the water boys $5 the other day right out 10th Street.
Yeah, you gotta be real careful.
No, but we had a whole conversation, and you know what I'm saying? We had a whole vibe. He's like, they call me, I'm gonna spit him my partner about that.
Listen.
I said, I don't even want no Gatorade. I don't want no water.
Right.
I said, just take it.
Gotta be careful.
Nigga, I have I'm right. You know,
I did it one time, and anyways,
I don't see. It's the difference.
That's
doing
good
it
right
and me
there.
doing it.
You cut it off.
You gonna be fine.
Nah,
they're gonna be cool with me.
They try everybody. But the point I'm trying to make is that I'm at a point now where I'm on guard, even as an 8-year-old Black kid, because I have no idea what his intention is.
Yeah, that's facts. Keep it real.
Yeah. Man, that's sad, man, that they even got knock on your door and say my uncle is left us alone for 3 hours and we need something. Like the parents, you feel me? Like say 8-year-olds. That's a shame, man. You know, and they just show you what kind of household they live in. You feel me? That's where the violence come from, because it come from example.
Right.
The parents have to be parents, not friends. You know, not still living in. You know, I like to get high, hang out. You got kids, you got to step it up and become adults.
All right, you can cut it. You cut it. That's good.
Shit.
Well, at least not doing it in front of them. It ain't what you do; it's how you do it.
Right about that.
You cut it out.
Right.
I mean, it's like how you raise a kid. Or you can have your own lifestyle and do what you do. I mean, everything in moderation, and not, violate your kids or
Con. I just wanted to hit on a few points. They were saying how the Black on Black situation, the Black on Black crime. If you notice, you haven't really seen the Ku Klux Klan nowhere around. We doing their job for them. And what did the brother say? He say, even if somebody 8 years old, he on the lookout for somebody 8 years old. That's how lost we are. That's how lost we are, that we willing to hurt, murder, and kill each other over little or nothing. That's how lost we are. For no reason. Like the brother say, you stepped on my shoe. You willing to kill somebody who look just like you, who go through that same struggle just like you. Same struggle. That's why I say we lost too. Lost as a people, especially those brothers. We willing to hurt each other more than we even to hurt any other nation. But give me what you got, Ak, with that Psalms 44 and 11.
Come in the book of Psalms, chapter 44, verse 11. Thou hast given us like sheep appointed for meat, and hast scattered us among the heathen.
Once again, scattered us amongst heathen. We the lost sheep. We the ones scattered. That's why he said he scattered us amongst the heathen. That's why he got to go to all nations and pull us out. Because we in these nations where we don't belong. As you can point out, look what we're doing in these nations. How he say one point was $1 million house and the other point, the side of the street was ran down. And we stay there. They do those studies when you compact people all in a certain area. Violence gonna come up. We got to step above that. We got to find out who we are. We got to stop being lost. We got to start working together. We got to come back to the Bible. We got to come back to the law, statutes, and commandments. That's how we get out of this mess. Nothing else worked. As we can see, we keep saying lost, scattered. That's who we are. That's us. Let's go to Isaiah 18:7.
Come in the book of Isaiah, chapter 18, verse 7. In that time shall the present be brought unto the Lord of hosts, of a people scattered and peeled, and from a people terrible from the beginning hitherto. A nation meted out and trodden underfoot, whose land the rivers have spoiled, to the place of the name of the Lord of hosts in Mount Zion.
Come. He say trodden underfoot. What was it they was just saying? Poor conditions. Piled on top of each other. Bad schooling. That's going to cause you to be violent. That's going to cause you to dislike your brother. Just like they were saying when you're around somebody like that all the time. I mean, it shouldn't happen. But like I say, they do studies on this with animals. Lab mice, they pile them all in and see how they act. Same thing with us. As I say, though we are the lost, we amongst the heathen. The heathen is putting us in these positions. Of course, it was us putting us in the position, but the heathen is also doing these certain things to get this out of us. You wonder why a liquor store on every corner in our neighborhood, gun stores everywhere. They want to get rid of us. We the ones. They know we the ones. We just don't know it. We got to start learning that we that. Let's go to Isaiah 33:3 out.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 33, verse 3, and it reads, At the noise of the tumult, the people fled. At the lifting up of thyself, the nations were scattered.
That's what we got to start doing. We got to start trying to uplift ourselves. Of course, you know, us in this truth, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get these, go follow these laws, statutes, and commandments so we can uplift ourselves. Because these are what the nations are doing to us. The same nations where you won't want to be saved. They're not trying to save you. It's like, what do they tell you? A couple things. What do they tell you when a plane is going down? You got to make sure your stuff is on first. You know, that's the good nature of our people. What they also tell you when somebody is drowned, don't jump in, because what's going to happen? They're going to pull you down. You got to make sure your life jacket is on first. That's the good nature of our people. We always concerned about everybody else. It's time for us to start being concerned with us. We the ones that lost. Let's get ourselves straight first. That's what we got to start doing. Let's work on us. What do they call that? Stockholm syndrome we got? We trying to love the enemy, and the enemy trying to get rid of us. You trying to save him, and he trying to kill you. That don't work out. Let's go to Ezekiel 6:8.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 6, verse 8. Yet will I leave a remnant that he may have some that shall escape the sword among the nations when ye shall be scattered through the countries.
Once again, he said he leaving a remnant of the ones that scattered to escape these nations. How can he he go to all nations to pull out all nations and he telling you to escape from the nation? that makes no sense at all. He trying to tell you to escape out the nation, but you willing to pull the nation with you. You know what I mean? Once again, scatter. What does it say? Escape the sword. Police brutality, bad schooling, bad foods, overcharging us for everything. That's what that sword means. Escape the sword. Don't take the sword. Some of us want to keep that sword in our back. It say escape that sword. Let's go down to Ezekiel 11 and 16.
On the book of Ezekiel, chapter 11, verse 16. Therefore, saith the power, the Most High Yahweh, although I have cast them far off among the heathen.
What the Most High say again?
Therefore, thus said the Most High Power, although I have cast them far off among the heathen, and although I have scattered them among the countries, yet will I be to them as a little sanctuary in the countries where they shall come.
Once again, see, he say, I scattered you. I put you in those countries. I put you amongst the nations. He ain't say I put the nations amongst the nations. That wouldn't even make sense. And the sanctuary is what we doing now. We reading these scriptures. We learning who we are. Little by little, we coming back. That sanctuary. We finding our way back. How that story go? We finding these breadcrumbs. We picking them up. We coming right back. We coming right back to the Father, where we belong. We getting ourselves in order. That is the purpose of this, to get ourselves in order. Because what happens when you're lost? Sometimes you get found. Sometimes you need somebody else to help guide you when you're lost too. Sometimes you need, this Bible is like that GPS. It's trying to find you where you need to go. Let's go to John. Is this John 11 and 52? Let me see. Yeah, 1 John.
1 John?
No, the regular John.
St. John, right? St. John. St. John chapter 11, verse 52.
52.
And not for that nation only, but that also he should gather together in one the children of God that were scattered abroad.
Whoa. He say the children of who are? The children of the whole world?
The children of the Most High that were scattered abroad.
Right there, he telling you who's scattered. He telling you who's scattered. He said the children of God are scattered. Not all the whole nations ain't scattered. The children of God, the ones scattered. The children that misbehave, you've been punished. I got to put y'all in certain places till y'all get y'all head right. Y'all mind ain't right. So I got to put you somewhere to make you act right. Till you figure out what you've been missing. Till you come back to these scriptures, which we doing today. The lost sheep are finding their way back. Some of our people are lost. We finding who we are. We coming back. Let's go to Jeremiah 23 and 2 out.
I was there a few minutes ago. Jeremiah 23 and 2. Therefore, thus saith the Lord God of Israel, against the pastors that feed my people, ye have scattered my flock and driven them away, and have not visited them. Behold, I will visit upon you the evil of your doings, saith the Most High.
Now, he say the God of Israel. He didn't say the God of the whole world. He didn't say the God of all nations. He talking to these pastors. You lead my flock the wrong way. That's another form of scatter. You telling my people that they the Gentiles. You telling them that these Israelites, these brothers reading these Bible, they don't know what they talking about. That's what you're telling these people. And where is that happening? In the so-called black church, in the so-called Mexican church. These pastors leading us wrong. What not too long ago, they tell you leave $2,000. If you don't leave $2,000, you can't leave. Lock the doors. This is what the pastor's telling us. The scripture's telling you who we talking to. You ain't seen no white pastor say that, have you? You ain't seen no pastor, white pastor say lock the door. You only seen that in the so-called black church. It's telling you who the lost sheep is. You seeing that every day, every moment. You seeing who that is. I think Brother Ariel said it was another incident. Oh yeah, Brother Ariel was telling me a pastor talking about he need to collect people's tax statements. Where they do this at? This guy think he a king. I need to collect everybody's tax statements to see what y'all been doing. This is what the black pastors is doing to us. This is what the scriptures are saying. These pastors is leading you astray. Let's go to Jeremiah 31:10.
Book of Jeremiah, chapter 31, verse 10. Hear the word of the Most High, O ye nations, and declare it in the isles afar off, and say, He that scattereth Israel will gather him, and he keep him as a shepherd doeth his flock.
Right there. He telling you scattered Israel. Now we get into it. Scattered Israel. He said he gonna gather them. He ain't saying I'm gonna gather the whole world. Scattered Israel. I'm gonna gather my flock, the lost sheep. Israel, lost flock, sheep. Israel, you are that lost sheep. He's gonna gather us up. Unlike what the guy said earlier, he ain't coming back. He just said right there, he gonna gather us up. So who say the Most High and the Messiah don't? You saying they don't keep their word? That's what you got to be saying. Scripture say he said, I'm gonna gather you back up. I'm gonna get you. Once y'all start getting right, I'm gonna come back for my people, because you are my people. Let's go to 1 Kings 8:46.
Book of 1 Kings, chapter 8, verse 46. And it reads, If they sin against thee, for there is no man that sinneth not, and thou be angry with them, and deliver them to the enemy, so that they carry them away captives unto the land of the enemy, far or near. Keep going.
We got cut off.
Okay. 1 Kings.
One more time, we got cut off.
Can you hear me?
Go all the way to 40. Stop at 49.
If they sin, 1 Kings 8, verse 46. If they sin against thee, for there is no man that sinneth not, and thou be angry with them, and deliver them to the enemy, so that they carry them away captives unto the land of the enemy, far or near. Yet if they shall bethink themselves in the land whither they were carried captives, and repent, and make supplication unto thee in the land of them that carried them captives, saying, We have sinned and have done perversely, we have committed wickedness, and so return unto thee with all their heart and with all their soul in the land of their enemies, which led them away captive, and pray towards their land, which thou gavest unto their fathers, the city which thou hast chosen, and the house which I have built for thy name.
Nah, does that sound like the whole world? First of all, he said led away captive of their enemies. So when you talk about all nations, you talking about our enemies. He led us to our enemies. So when people talking about that Matthew 28:19, you're talking about your enemies. You want to be with your enemies. That don't make sense. The same people that's been hanging you, putting you to horses, feeding you bad foods. How can two people be saved? How can the oppressed and the oppressor both be saved? That makes no sense. We the lost. Right there, red, he said, I've carried you away in the land of your enemies, far in there. That's letting you know he did it all over. That's that scattered part. We those sheep. But what did he say? What we doing now? He said, if you bethink yourself, if you change your thought pattern, if you come out that, we are the Gentiles, we can't be the lost sheep. You got to bethink yourselves. You got to change the way you're thinking. He's saying right there, we ain't thinking right. We not thinking, we ain't acting right. Then he tell you which way to pray. He giving you the directions to make you get right. He giving you the pathway. All we got to do is find it. And what else do we say? He said, where your fathers, talking about your forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They wasn't praying to Cedar Boys, right? They knew who the enemy was. We got to know who the enemy was. We got to know who we are. In order to get out of this, we got to find out who we are. We those lost sheep. We are the 12 tribes. We got to come back to where we belong. We got to get out of this. I'm an American. I'm an African American at that. Two different places. That means you lost. When you call yourself an African American, you lost. You don't know where you at or where you're going. Let's go to 1 Kings 10:9.
Excuse me. 1 Kings chapter 10, verse 9. And it reads, Blessed be the Lord thy God, which delighteth in thee, to set thee on the throne of Israel. Because the Lord loved Israel forever, therefore made he the king to do judgment and justice.
God, now he's saying it's a particular people that he gonna love forever. That crushes that God loves everybody. He say, I'm gonna love Israel forever. You that lost sheep. You got to claim that. You got to claim that. He say he gonna love you forever. Why would you want to get that to somebody else? If you're giving that to somebody else, you are lost. He say he gonna love Israel. And who was scattered? Israel. And what people, they make movies about you being scattered all day long. Roots, what's that, 12 things of a slave? They made movies about you being scattered. They telling you who you are. They putting it in your face. You got to realize who you are. You are that lost sheep. Let's go to 1 Chronicles 16 and 13.
This book of 1 Chronicles chapter 16, verse 13. O ye seed of Israel, his servant, ye children of Jacob, his chosen ones.
His who?
His chosen ones.
Let's go all the way to 17.
1 Chronicles chapter 16, verse 14. He is Yahweh our power, his judgments are in all the earth. Be ye mindful always of his covenant, the word which he commanded to 1,000 generations, even of the covenant which he made with Abraham, and of his oath until Isaac, and have confirmed the same to Jacob for a law, and to Israel for an everlasting covenant.
He's saying he got an everlasting covenant. Remember where we just read where it said, made with your fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. He's talking about you. Those are the fathers he's talking about. He said he made an everlasting covenant with you. Yeah, he scattered you. Yeah, he punished us. But he said, I got an everlasting contract with you. Covenant. That ain't for everybody. That's us. That's that lost sheep. See, and you wonder why the pastors don't read this in church. This to let you know. This is stop. This, if you lost in church and they read this, you're gonna have to say, wait a minute. Everybody got to know what everlasting means. He say everlasting with Israel. He don't say the whole world. He don't say no other nation. See, one thing as a people, you know what we got to realize? When we read this book, it's always talking about Israel or Jacob. It's always talking about that. You rarely find where he always mentioning Esau or Moab. You got other people always trying to put by whosoever, they find that as them. But when they say Israel, it's clear. When they say Jacob, it's clear. They find whoever it may be. Oh, that means everybody. How does it mean everybody? But when it says Israel or Jacob or Judah. It's direct. He direct with that. These other nations are gonna find some type of way. Whosoever, any. That's everybody. And what they tell you, you're not even sticking into the content of the whole chapter. You're trying to put yourself in there. And you know the ironic part? They trying to put themselves in it, and us trying to put us out of there and put everybody in there. That's what we do. We ain't content with it just being us. That's how lost we are. Be that lost. We ain't content with it's just us. We try to put everybody else in it. That's how lost we are. Let's go to Israel 9:9.
Book of Ezra, chapter 9, verse 9.
It
reads, "For we were bondmen, yet our power have not forsaken us in our bondage, but have extended mercy unto us in the sight of the kings of Persia, to give us a reviving to set up the house of our power, and to repair the desolations thereof, and to give us a wall in Judah and in Jerusalem."
Once again, we were bondmen. Everybody wasn't in bondage. Esau wasn't. So-called Arab wasn't. So what do we mean by that? All nations again. That's what I mean. He's specific when he's saying us. But when they say all that mean they say that mean anybody. How? He's being specific on who went in bondage. The lost sheep. Several different bondages. Several different ones. Who else can say that? No one. Let's go back to Romans 11:1.
The book of Romans, chapter 11, verse 1. "I say then, have God cast away his people? God forbid. For I also am an Israelite of the seed of Abraham, of the tribe of Benjamin."
Now this you know who the Christians, this is Paul saying this. He says, as God cast away his people. What people were he talking about cast away? Paul goes into detail. He say, I am an Israelite, the seed of Benjamin. He telling you who you are specifically. If who you are wasn't important, why would he go into all that detail? To let you know who you are, who you descend from, who you come from. He made it. He said, I am an Israelite. That's the first thing he said. Then he said his tribe and the seed of who? Abraham, forefather. What we were saying earlier in those other chapters. Abraham is his forefather. Paul ain't lost. He know who he come from. He know who he is. He not lost. Let's go to Joel 3:2.
The book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 2. "I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat, and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel."
For who? Heritage for who?
My heritage Israel.
The whole world.
My heritage Israel.
The white man.
My heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations.
There's that word again. Who,
and part of my land.
God. Who, there's that word again. He telling you specifically who was scattered. And he's telling you amongst all nations. He ain't saying everybody scattered. Whoever scattered in all nations. He's telling you who's scattered. So when, once again, I hate to go over repetitive, when you read Matthew 28:19, you got to go precept amongst precept. That's why he was telling them, go into all nations. Because my people in all nations, you got to pull them out. They all over. So you got to go all over and get them. I like to give this example, right? Say if I had 10 kids, right? And I gave them up for adoption. They switched their names, Jones, Johnson, Williams. I got to go all over to get them back. I may have to go to Iowa. I may have to go to Milwaukee. I may have to go to Los Angeles. I got to go all over and tell them who they are. No, you're not a Williams. You're not a Jones. You're not this. They scattered all over. So I got to go all over to bring them back. It's the same thing. We all scatter all over. So the Father got to send everybody to go all over to bring us back. It's that simple. If one of my children are in the house and it's just him and his other kids playing, I'm going to get my child. I ain't getting anybody else. If Moab's in there, I'm not getting him. No, I'm not here for him. I'm here for him. I'm here for her. The other ones you can do what you like. That's your business. But I'm here for this particular one. It's the same thing. This book, I'm not going to say it's simple, but when you understand it and you break things down, it's easy to understand. We try to put everybody else in it, and that's that part of being lost. Instead of seeing us as this, we got to see everybody else as this. That's that lost part. Okay, you can run those last videos out.
You were breaking up a little bit.
I was telling them to run those last videos.
Okay,
When we come back, we're going to go into Jeremiah 31 and 31. I think it's 2 more videos left, I think.
Black people in modern day Palestine are dying, being murdered by the Israelis. Look at the black for who they are. You can't make this stuff up. Somebody come. Black people.
That was the last one up. All right, well, the point I put it that one. See how he pointed out where we still being murdered in Jerusalem. We being murdered all over the place. We are all over the place, one. And look how they treating us. What's the city that's being bombed by the Russians?
Ukraine.
They had a video where they told all the black people, don't get on the train. You got to get on it last. This is how they treating us. But yet, we want to have love for everybody else. And nobody got that love for us. They could care. They were so frantic to get on the bus. They could care less about the brothers and sisters in Ukraine. They left them for dead, basically. Let's go to Jeremiah 31 and 31.
The book of Jeremiah, chapter 30, verse 31.
Yep, 30 and 31.
30 and 31?
Yep,
Book of Jeremiah, chapter 30, 31 and 30, right?
The
book of Jeremiah, chapter 31, verse 31. Behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt, which my covenant they break, although I was a husband unto them, saith Yahweh.
Like we just read before, that covenant. He didn't say the whole world. He didn't say all nations. He's only going to make a covenant with the house of Israel and the house of Judah. This is what he's saying. the lost sheep, the ones that scattered. We got to keep reiterating that. He only talking to us. He ain't talking to anybody. And ain't nothing wrong with it. That's his choice. And he chose us. And we got to honor that.
Salaki, it's more on that too. I didn't read 33.
Go ahead, Up.
Come, but this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith Yahweh. I will put my law in their inward parts and write it in their hearts, and will be their God, and they shall be my people.
God, he is talking to a particular group. He say they gonna be my people, and I'm gonna be my. He didn't say all nations gonna be my people. So where do we get this? All nations mean everybody. Just like I said earlier, you ever notice like all the other nations always, if you say nation, they think that mean everybody. He didn't say everybody. He didn't scatter everybody into everybody. That would be personal. That don't even make sense to scatter everybody into everybody. He scattered a particular group. When you read Deuteronomy, that's the punishment part. But as we've been reading, he gonna pull us out. He telling you who scattered. Let's go to Zechariah 1:19.
The book of Zechariah, chapter 1, verse 19. And I said unto the angel that talked with me, what be these? And he answered me, these are the horns which have scattered Judah, Israel, and Jerusalem.
There you go. He's telling you again who was scattered. Why wouldn't he say scattered all nations? Judah, Israel, Jerusalem. That's all he's talking about. He's telling you who the lost sheep is. That's what the Messiah was talking about. Go to the house of Israel. Go to the lost sheep. That's who he sent the disciples to. It's all through this book who he's telling you. He's telling you to get one group. So you got to know why this chapter ain't being read in the so-called churches. When they say the so-called, when we out there, we don't know what we talking about. This is what the book say. This ain't what we saying. We didn't make this up. The book's saying this. The book's wrong. And that's what we read earlier about the pastors leading the sheep astray. They ain't telling you this. But also you got to know you ain't reading this either. So it just ain't all on you. You got to expand your mind. That's what I said earlier. You got to change the way you think. You got to advance your mind. You got to come out the dark. You got to stop from being lost. You got to come out that darkness into the light. When you in that, what happens sometimes when you in the complete dark? It's kind of hard for you to see. You kind of could get lost. You can bump into things. But once you start reading this book, that light starts clicking on. Let's go to James 1:1. This is going to tell it right here. Let's go to James 1:1.
James 1:1. I was looking up a precept for what you were saying. My bad.
What'd you say? I ain't hear you.
I said I was looking up a precept for what you had just said, but
oh no, go ahead, bring it out there. Bring it out.
All right, Proverbs 23, I think. Let me get it real quick. Verse 7, I believe.
Proverbs word 33 and
23. Yeah, Proverbs chapter 23, verse 7. It says, "For as he thinketh in his heart, so is he." So you were saying about having the right mindset, and changing your ways. So it says, "Eat and drink, saith he to thee, but his heart is not with thee." Right? So you got to make sure you have your heart is your mind. So you got to make sure you have the right mindset. Coming back to these statutes and commandments and keeping the covenant of the Most High. You said go to James chapter 1, right?
God. I lost myself.
James chapter 1, verse 1. James, a servant of God and of the Lord Jesus Christ, to the 12 tribes which were scattered abroad.
To the who?
To the 12 tribes which were scattered abroad.
Right there. He telling you who scattered abroad. That's why we got to go into all nations. He telling you who scattered. That's how people say that's playing on tables right there. He telling you who scattered. The prophet James breaking it down right there, who scattered. Let's go to Deuteronomy 30 and 1.
Book of Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 1. Then we turned and went up the way to Bashan, and Og, the king of Bashan, came out against us, he and all his people, to battle at Egypt.
That's Deuteronomy 30 and 1.
Oh, Salaki. I meant Deuteronomy 3.
Kind
of. Deuteronomy 30. And it came to pass, when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call them to mind among all the nations, whether the Lord thy God have driven thee.
Now he's saying he gonna call you. He said he calling you out of all the nations that he driven you into. See what I mean? So once again, jump down to 3. I like 3.
Then Yahweh thy power will turn thy captivity and have compassion upon thee, and will return and gather thee from all the nations, whether Yahweh thy power has scattered thee.
Remember the brother earlier talking about Jesus and they ain't coming back? That ain't what it say right here. He said he gonna call you. And what he say? He gonna change our captivity. See, that's why the enemy wants you to stay lost. Because this ain't happened yet. He ain't flipped our captivity. So when he say change it, guess what that means? Somebody else going in your spot. And you going in their spot. See, they ain't gonna read this in church. Because this will make you curious. Whoa, wait a minute. Something gonna flip. Them chains gonna come off us and they gonna go on somebody else. See, when you stay lost, that's why they tell you, what do they say? The Old Testament is done away with. Yeah, they wouldn't want you to read that. They want you to stay lost. They want you to stay in the dark. Because this will make you curious right here. You see what I mean? Let's go to Deuteronomy 5 and 10.
Deuteronomy chapter 5, verse 10. And showing mercies unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments.
He said he's going to show us mercy. I like that part. When we keep these commandments, when we come back to who we are, when we stop from being lost, he's going to show us mercy. Let's go to Hebrews 8 and 10. Just a couple more.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 8, verse 10, and it reads, For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith Yahweh. I will put my laws into their mind and write them in their hearts, and I will be to them a God, and they shall be to me a people.
I like this one because remember we just read Jeremiah 31 and 30. Why does the Most High always repeat things? Because we don't get it all the times. He got to keep repeating the certain things to us over and over again. And that will let you know who he talking to. Who do we have to repeat things over to again and again and again?
Our children.
There you go. He got it, and that's what he got to keep repeating things to us because we don't get it. That lets you know who he talking to. He talking to us. This don't fit nobody but us, the lost sheep. That's us. You know, it's hard for us to get that. Let's go to Ezekiel 20 and 32.
Book of Ezekiel, chapter 20, verse 32. And it reads, And that which cometh into your mind shall not be at all, that ye say, we will be as the heathen, as the families of the countries to serve wood and stone.
Once again, repeating that wood and stone. See how you be repeating things? That's who you know he talking to. He talking to us. He got to keep repeating things. As will be as the heathen. He's not calling you a heathen. He's saying you doing things as the heathen. Going into heathen nations. Acting like the heathen. Celebrating Christmas, 4th of July, Easter. You're acting like the heathen. We're going to close it off with that right there. I just wanted to kind of put in my people's mind that we got to stop acting like the heathen, and that is a form of being lost. Hopefully tonight we prove that we are the lost sheep and we are lost. But we can change that. We can come out of these ways of the heathen, go into these laws, statutes, and commandments, just like he said, the ways of your fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Hopefully everybody was edified, and hopefully a few people learned a few things, and appreciate you reading for me. The water.
All praises, man. That was a good lesson, man. Got some cuts for that Matthew 28 and 19 too.
God.
The Christians be trying to use that. See, go into all nations.
God, there you go. But like I say, they lost a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But we gotta come out of that being lost, man. It don't mean everybody. You know what I'm saying? When we talk to each other, we don't mean everybody. So I mean, the Most High don't mean everybody. All right, family. This is HOI signing off. Kwame Shalom.
Sherlock Ryan, you devil's not my friend. Sherlock Ryan, you devil's gonna die. Just waiting till the Most High crack the sky. Young lion here lifting praises so high. To the Most High I'm praying, reaching out to the sky. With every step I take I'm straight bold, bringing the word. Roaring for your how wish our division will be heard. Yo, it's the young lion rising up just with the light. In the land of the living, man, I'm ready to fight. With my heart full of faith, my spirit on fire. I'm praising Yahweh and Yahweh shall my true desire. From the roots of my people, I'm standing 10 toes down. With the wisdom of ages, I'm bringing truth to sound. Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh shall, I'm calling your name. In the midst of the struggle, I'll never feel ashamed. Through the trials and the pain, I'm holding up my head. With the shield of the spirit, I'm breaking down them dreads. From the streets to the mountain, just let the truth be told. With the fire in my bones, I'm never left cold. You devils cold-blooded with the spiritual sword of fire. You heathens gon' be gutted, and guess when none is rutted. I'm walking with my brethren, united always stand. In the light of his glory, we shaking up them lands. Young lion here lifting praises so high. To the Most High I'm praying, reaching out to the sky. With every step I take I'm straight bold, bringing the word. Roaring for your how wish our division will be heard. Young lion here lifting praises so high. To the Most High I'm praying, reaching out to the sky. With every step I take I'm straight bold, bringing the word. Roaring for your how wish our division will be heard. We rise from the ashes, we shine like the sun. In the name of our Lord, his battle axe is won. With unity and strength, we'll never be divided. In Yahweh Shai kingdom, man, we stay abiding. We speaking of war, with the elect is gonna be guided. With a sword in our hands, we keeping it 100 grands. You devils bubble burst, we stash you in a hearse. You mad when you realize that you really cursed. Brought down to the grave and now you're resurrected. Home of the brave, and now you became our slave. Brought down to the grave and now you're resurrected. Home of the brave, and now you became our slave. Young lion here lifting praises so high. To the Most High I'm praying, reaching out to the sky. With every step I take I'm straight bold, bringing the word. Roaring for your how wish our division will be heard. Young lion here lifting praises so high. To the Most High I'm praying, reaching out to the sky. With every step I take I'm straight bold, bringing the word. Roaring for your how wish